The views, opinions, and representations expressed on the K-Ghost Radio Network and its website are those of the host, guest, and participants. UFO Talk Radio can, but does not necessarily promote any particular lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only, and they are not intended to treat or diagnose and/or claim to cure any disease or condition, or give any medical or legal advice. All music is purchased and owned by LGA Broadcasting.
I got the windows rolled down, got the radio up, and I'm heading out of Vegas tonight. And it's a 1:30 on a 4-day run, and the desert is a welcome sight. I can see you there in that dress you wear, and it's keeping my foot on the gas. I'll drink a gallon of Joe just to make it back home and hold you in my arms at last.
Are you ready? What you are about to experience is real. Right along with us. From deep in the desert of Nevada, The Glenn Larry Show.
And I am here, everybody. I do welcome you, bid everybody out there. Welcome. Yes, whatever time zone you might be in and wherever you are at. I have folks in London, England, Neil and Barbara. Folks in, of course, Florida, Kennedy. Folks from all over listening today and tonight. We do thank you kindly, my friend ham operators out there, Worldwide Radio. We thank you so very much. K6RCL, Dennis and Galita. And the night drivers that listen to us, we do thank you also. Always enjoy having coffee with you guys down there at the gas station. And all the broadcasters, small power, low power broadcasters, AM and FM stations that carry our podcast, we do thank you that. We're heard on YouTube, of course, and Facebook, kghostradio.com, goodspringsradio.com, and of course, UFO Talk Radio. And you'll see on those websites many, many, many more are still carrying our show. We do thank you so much, very much, very much. All music, of course, is owned and paid for and licensed, and I want to thank Chris Ears for his permission to play his music. That's our opening. Oh, that's my favorite song he does, and he's such a great song writer, I'll tell you, and musician. I catch him once in a while down at the Pioneer, which you know where that's at. In fact, I met some cool people the other day, and that are very psychic, and that know that the ghosts are there, and we do have more ghost activity up here in this little village in little town of Good Springs. Woo-hoo, yes, I'll tell you. My cat went wild the other night and watched this ghost that I could not see move around the house. And when an animal looks at something and moves and looks and watches, there's something going on there. Well, we can't see it, of course. They have that ability. Dogs and cats are very, very alert to spirits and ghosts and all that. Well, you know, there's been a lot of stuff happening in the news about UFOs again, and it's the drones are out there, of course, and a lot of people get confused. A drone, UFO, well, unidentified flying objects. Well, these things are going faster and doing odd things in the sky, and especially over Oregon. Eugene apparently had some sightings, and some airlines also saw the UFOs themselves and their crew and took pictures, and it's all over the net. Washington, Arizona's had some new sightings just recently. These are not drones. These are vehicles from another planet, not from here. It's just we don't have that technology as we know of. Yeah, pretty scary stuff, and a lot more is coming out, and you're seeing a lot more. Maybe they're ready to do something. I don't know. We've talked about this before. Of course we have. Tonight's open lines, as you know. We got to keep it clean. No bad language. Thank you. One call per person. Critical thinking, if you would, please. Those are the rules, of course. Yes. And again, I want to say hello to Chief Hall out there in Avondale Fire Station, Station 23 out there, EMS firefighters and fire police, by the way. And I have a gentleman that's having a birthday. Yes, Stephen Hall. His birthday's today. He'll be 45 years old. Wow. That boy, time went fast, I'll tell you. And I wish him a happy birthday from K-Ghost Radio. And he's an incredible guy. He does EMS and works along with his dad. He's been at that fire department for years. It's been raised around fire and fire engines and all that. Of course, yes. And of course, Jake and Danny Shaftruden, my dear godsons, they're having their birthday. They'll be 21 years old. Gosh, to be 21 again. Can you imagine? Boy, I didn't think I was going to make 21, but now I'm 68. So that went way by. Yeah. I didn't have my first beer at 21. I had it about 16. Yeah, my buddies. Yeah. But yeah, unbelievable. And boy, do kids grow up fast. And I just remember when they were just little babies. And gosh, happy birthday to them and to Stephen Hall too, by the way. And if you're having a birthday or a anniversary, I bid you happy anniversary and happy birthday. So we don't want to leave you out either. So if I knew more of the folks out there that are having those celebrations, I could mention them on the air. So do send me some information on that, and we'll have the numbers come up here real soon for you. Yes, open lines tonight. Talk about anything. Like I say, keep it clean and critical thinking. Yeah, got a lot done this week in the new station, and it's always build, this and that. We got some camera angles we're working on and some other things. A lot of research. Made a lot of phone calls. Got a couple of folks have come out with some books. They're authors, and they're they're great writers, and they're about ghosts, of course. And I can't wait tell everybody. I always watch Ghost Adventures, and I can't wait till they come out with their new season. I can't wait. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, and yeah, I did feel the vibrations down of this lady down at the Pioneer Saloon. Stopped by the other night with her, I believe, her boyfriend, and she felt the vibration. She felt the ghost also, and I don't know if she saw anything, but she sure could feel it. And there's those that have that ability, and she's in parapsychology. In fact, she's a graduate of that, apparently. So yeah, I'd like to have her on the show and talk about some things also. Maybe she might call in tonight. We'll find out. Yeah, let me give you that number. I kind of started a little early tonight, and so don't be afraid to call. If you do call, have a good story, will you?
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada. Lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114.
Thank you, Ross. Yes. I have a full moon out here, and it's just so bright. It's right out my window. I can see it still, yeah. As the earth moves, it's moving up. Yes, some beautiful weather we've had up here, but apparently we're supposed to have a storm coming in. Maybe some snow too. I know some folks out there around the United States are having some weather problems, and there's more to come. This is winter. Boy, this flood situation in California, that happens. All that debris and stuff. It's going to be interesting how that's handled. Boy, water can really do a lot of damage, I'll tell you for sure. And rain and all the storms, it's just havoc. Well, you know. But our prayers still go out to all those folks over there in California, the fire victims. We pray for them and that they get through this. And it's rough when you lose your home, lose everything you got. Boy, I fear fire. Who doesn't? My goodness. Put out a couple of them myself with other firefighters, and it's a very dangerous job. These first responders take and do. It's very, very dangerous. So really take your hat off to our EMS, our firefighters and police and ambulance and all that. Yes. How was your week? What did you do this week? Did you do anything interesting that you'd like to talk about? Anything in the news you'd like to talk about? We're trying to sway away from politics, so I hope you know that, and kind of religion. But everything else kind of has it on the floor. It's exciting to see things that are changing. We're going to do away with the penny. Did you hear about that? Yeah, they're going to do away with the penny. It costs too much money to make a penny. I think it's 2 or 3 cents to make a penny. And it's been around since George Washington, I'll tell you for sure. Yeah, no more pennies. what are you going to do? Melt them what we have down? Will they still be worth a certain amount of money? The ones that are collectible, maybe. Was that 1947? Which one was it? The one that's really collectible, worth lots. But I see it always advertised. I go through my change, and I find some old stuff. Look it up. $4 there, $2 there. I mean, if you want to do it that way, I guess that's the way to build some money on the side. One coin is worth that much. But imagine finding the jackpot one. It's worth 22,000 or something like that. Yeah. Do you hear about the ring that was found? This guy found this ring, and it dates back to, oh my gosh, the Roman days. And that was just on the net. I just saw some of that. You never know what treasure hunting when you look for things. A treasure finder. Do you have one of those? I hear that the white is the best one to get. I'm thinking about getting one. It could be a fun thing to do, especially around these old towns. This ghost town that I live in. What treasures could be around those different areas? Lots of stuff's been found up here. So, old coins, yeah. Coins that were, there was a Good Springs coin that was made for up here also, apparently. And, yeah, it's pretty cool stuff when you find rings and things that have been there for years, and I don't know how they got there, dropped off somebody's finger, their necklace, what have you. Well, that's the way it rolls when you find good stuff. Treasures are so much fun. We'll be right back after this.
Mom, you wanted to talk to me?
The calendar hypnosis into thumbtack cushion, completely tailwind. And sewing elephants plant before cartoon paper cups. So numbers renovate.
If your teenager is trying drugs or alcohol, would you know the right words to use?
Afterward, lightly fish scale. Doorbell.
Find out what to say at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
Violence, theft, drugs, graffiti. It's all part of joining a gang. In times like these, we need to protect our children and our community from gangs. Gangs often prey on unsupervised teens with low self-esteem, who perform poorly in school, who seek a sense of belonging, or are simply bored. Joining a gang often involves violent hazing rituals. Once in a gang, members can become alienated from their families, school, and friends. Drugs, guns, and malicious activity are common elements in gangs. Trying to leave a gang can be a difficult and dangerous process. The best way to get out of a gang is never to join one. Protect kids from being recruited by a gang. Know who they're hanging out with. Involve kids in after-school activities and provide positive role models. Help reduce gang activities in your community by working with local law enforcement and school systems. Don't let a kid you know get involved with gangs. Visit ncpc.org to learn more or contact your local law enforcement agency.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
He is back. Now, on UFO Talk Radio, Glenn Larry.
And I am back, to tell you the truth. Now, anything you want to talk about, we sway away from, of course, politics and religion. But everything else is kind of on the open slate there. Ghosts, UFOs, yeah, lots happening out there. In my area, it's very crazy what's been happening. The folks have been reporting to me they're seeing more ghosts up here. Things are happening. This gentleman brought in a, well, you'll see him on television. I believe he has a welding show of some sort, but he's brought some buildings and stuff on his land he bought here. It's great. I love it. It looks beautiful. But it's kind of made the ghosts stirred up. I believe it. I mean, things are happening in this town that more activity. And, man, I'll tell you, it's been happening around my place. And I'm going to be giving you guys a tour also here in about when certain things come out very soon. And you'll be seeing some cool stuff that we're working on. Yeah, if you can get something on camera, like orbs, my friend Kennedy, they had orbs in their house. And very scary. I mean, unbelievable. And they had to have a special guy come in to remove these orbs. I guess one guy, maybe a couple came back, I heard. But maybe Ken could call and give us that story again. That's quite interesting, I'll tell you for sure. My friend Wade saw a orb right of his doorway. He lived right up the street here from me. And it appeared in the house, moved around the house, in the house, an orange ball, and then it disappeared. And yeah, they're around. And a cemetery out there where I live, of course, it's at nighttime. I have seen small little orbs floating around in that cemetery. Now, that's pretty freaky. That's pretty scary. But you know they're orbs, you know they're spirits, and there they are, unbelievable. As I look out my window, I'm seeing some lights now that are moving around. I see some planes up there. I do see some folks on the mountains on some quads, I believe, with lights on out there. Yeah. Our cameras, you can see on the show here on your screen, is the outside of the station. And we're going to get a much better camera that will be, that I can zoom in and out with, so you can kind of look and see what's out there. We do have movement out there. I've had things walk in front of the camera, in front of the window here, and and there's a time thing that I have in front of me. You can't see it, but it didn't match up for what I saw walk by my window. It's kind of crazy stuff happens with cameras. A lot of night cams that people have, that they put out, hunters do, night vision, and they'll pick up some really cool stuff, activity, lights, and all sorts of stuff. But animals and critters are interesting, how they sneak around at night, and they can see it at night. Of course, we can't, and that's kind of fun to watch those cameras when they view them. There goes a car there. Yeah, kind of fun to watch this. If you get a chance, do tune in to Facebook. Tell your friends about the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, please. Ring that bell. Spread the news. We got more to come in our beautiful show. And we have so much fun when people call up and talk about their experiences, because there's a lot to be said, I'll tell you for sure.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada. Lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114.
Thank you, Ross. Appreciate you. Yeah, so give us a call. We'll talk about what you like to talk about. Ghosts, UFOs, Bigfoot, the odded stuff that people don't talk about every day in a conversation, but they're doing it more and more now. Yeah. Imagine this. We live in a time where UFOs, UAPs are being seen and talked about. You're not crazy. Everybody's saying this stuff. The Pentagon's talking about it. I mean, it's out there. Disclosure, we'll see what happens. I think we're going to have some type of a big visitation of some sort, and we're all going to find out. Will it interrupt things in the religion? The Vatican's been playing with this for a long time, too. And lots coming out over there. Many shows have exposed some new stuff that I've seen, and I enjoy watching those shows and hearing other podcasts about stuff, because it's the more that you're educated and know about the stuff, man, you're awake. You're not sleeping anymore, and it's accepted. So you can talk about it. I wonder if folks in churches talk about it. That would be interesting to hear those conversations. We have a great Sunday show here on K-Ghost Radio, and that's every Sunday at 10:30. Great discussion. It's an hour show, Sunday. I enjoy doing it. We're back on the radio side, so make sure you tune in for that every Sunday. It's kind of a fun little thing to listen to. Not overly done well, I think. Yes. Old Man Liver. I got to find the work he's doing these days. I'll tell you, the Pioneer Saloon, which I had a great lunch the other day, and I was down there talking with Tony, the bartender, and a couple other folks that we met down there. We have kind of a special day with a lot of folks up here in our little town here get together, and we go down there and we eat and kind of just, hey, how you doing? What's your day like? Type of thing. Kind of a neat place to go and to talk and with friends, and we really enjoy it. They're good people that work down there. I always enjoy the food. Great bands. Let's see there on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. They have karaoke on Friday nights, which you got a lot of great singers up here, by the way. And if you think you can sing that well come on down and join them because it's a lot of fun, I'll tell you for sure. And it's a great time. Great folks, great place to be. And visit our beautiful town of Goodsprings. We have a museum down here. It's open on Saturdays and Sundays. And check it out. That's the old post office, and it's just really cool stuff we have up here. The Mineers and how this town got started, and yeah, it's just been around for a long time. Of course, the Pioneer's been around for a long time. 1913. Well, my house is a little older than that. Imagine that. Yeah, 1911. That's my house. The neighbor's house is not as old as mine, but and there are older houses up here. Yeah. My house actually was a railroad car in the middle of it, built on through the years. And it's all together. It's like a regular house, but as you walk inside that kitchen area, you can see the curve of the railroad car. It's just incredible. These miners were so, they used everything they get a hold of to make a structure to live in back in those days. Yeah, check it out if you come through our little town of Goodsprings, Nevada, and check out that Pioneer. Yeah, a lot of fun. I think about a friend of mine down there in Kennett Square, PA, and gosh, Karen, she has a little place called the Creekside Diner. And when I get out there, as you know, folks, I've talked about her before, and the food's great. She's great. And if you get a chance, she really supports EMS and fire and police. And so you get a chance, and she supports Kagos, by the way, also. Get a chance to come down and see her, okay? She's at, I believe it's 717 West Baltimore Pike. Yeah, that's where she's at. Check her out. You're going to give her a call. You want to make some reservations, sit back there and chat, and maybe eat or whatever you're going to do. Have a nice little dining room there and a place to sit on the counter. She's at 610-925, and that's 2826. So give her a call. Great lady. And again, a happy birthday to Stephen Hall over there. 45 years old. My goodness, that's good. Yeah, I wish I was 45 again. Tell you for sure. Yeah, it's kind of cool. We've got some cool lights in the sky again, and they're doing some weird things. If you're in Goodsprings, look up and see what you see. My eyes are peeled to the skies these days, big times. Are yours? Are you seeing things too? Apparently something took off in Vandenberg the other day. So that really made a huge, odd-looking, I don't know what it was, a rocket, maybe somebody will call in and let us know what that was. We would appreciate you.
Now, back with Glenn Larry on UFO Talk Radio, deep in the desert of Nevada.
Oh, yes, deep in the desert, I tell you. And it's cold out here. It's a temperature right now of 36, and it's dropping. Like I said before, we're going to have some storms and maybe some snow. And, of course, that may change. But when we get snow, it doesn't stay around too long, maybe a day or so. And I've showed you folks pictures of our little station when it snows out here. And it is totally beautiful. I don't know if I have one up here. Maybe I do. But it looks like the Alps. It looks like, it just the sugars, the mountains, and my goodness, it's just beautiful. I don't think I have one up here. Gosh. No, maybe I don't. I don't think I do. I just had the studio pictures. You can go to our website. Oh, here it is. I got one right here. There you go. This is pretty. This is our little station. And there you go. You see the snow there around there? And beautiful. Just beautiful. And I enjoy seeing that. When I lived up in Washington State, boy, I didn't want to see any snow that turns to slush. You're dealing with that. You got to cross a street, They could have high curbs. You're just going to step into slush. Yeah, I've been there, done that. And of course, I feel for you folks that have to shovel yourself out every morning, and back in Milwaukee and all this stuff, and even Colorado, where it snows. These guys get hard. He get hit hard in New York at times, and man, it ain't nice. But I guess you're prepped for it and you're ready for it. Not me. I'll stay right where I'm at, I think, in the desert here. Yeah, not too bad. It does get really hot, though. It does get screaming hot. But thank God for air conditioning, I must say. Yeah. I was at a friend's house, and he has a telescope, and we were looking at the skies the other night, and there's a lot going on down on that moon. I saw some weird stuff happening on the moon, where things are coming out and just floating around and just slowly moving. I mean, what does that? What does that? It's not us. You know what they are. My God. And I guess there's been several pictures that have been shown of the moon, videos of that happening. But when you see it yourself, it's like, wow, this is pretty incredible. And yeah, I totally believe there's something going on at the moon, the dark side of the moon. Do you think there's a ship sitting back there just waiting to protect us in case there's a galactic war? Are they all hiding behind the dark side of the moon? What do you think about that? I'll open these lines up again.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada. Lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114. Now, here again, Glenn Larry.
And we're going to go to commercial here real soon, so my affiliates out there can do their thing. Supposed to take a break here real soon here, but we'll do that. You'll know when it happens. Hey, you've heard about the X-Files coming back? Has anybody heard about that, or is that just a spoof that I'm reading and getting on Facebook once in a while? That the new series is coming again, and I totally loved that show, the X-Files. It got a little crazy towards the end, but some good writing. And they seem to be taking certain real stories and use some of those in some of their series and programming. So I'm anxious to find out if that's the real thing. More people are being interviewed about being abducted, taken away out of their house, out of their bedrooms. And, I had this guy on the other day, and quite a great show. You can see the last couple of shows that we had, and Matthew was on. And but more and more people are being interviewed now that are coming out and telling their story. And some of the stuff is a little way out there, but it's like Matthew said, time stops, things happen. And this gentleman was saying on this other program that I saw that he was taken, but these creatures, or whatever they were, materialized right in front of him. And he saw the eyes, of course, this average looking, I guess everybody's used to seeing this one looking type of gray. And then the other ones appeared. They always appear in threes for some reason. But he said he's like almost just, he couldn't move, and there was a sound, there was a vibration, there was a frequency that he was hearing, and he could go right through the walls and to a light, and then he's on a ship. And that's how it works, and that's how fast it works. I tend to believe a lot of this stuff because I'm telling you, folks, there's just too many people it's happening to, and it's happened. And there are people that have just disappeared, beep, gone. And whatever they were carrying is gone on the floor, what have you, and they're gone. Some of them never come back, or they don't find them. They find them somewhere else, in another state somewhere, in the woods. But, gosh, I mean, if they got that power, we haven't got a chance against them. Malevolent, I don't know. I don't know if they're, good or bad, but I don't want to see their bad side. No way. I'm going to put this number out again for you.
to talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada. Lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114.
And again, I want to say hello to Chris and Val out there, and lots of the folks out there are listening from Canada. As I see on our screen down here, we have Montana, Butte, Montana, that's on, Reno, Nevada, Provo, Utah, Olympia, and Tumwater. Looks like Tacoma, Seattle, Portland, thank you, Oklahoma City. I wonder who that may be. Well, I'll never keep going up. Thank you, Joyce and Lacey, Dave, and I believe in Tumwater. Fairbanks, Alaska. Interesting. And I do say hello to Neil and Barbara out there in London. Randy in PA, hello to you. Jonathan in Texas, if you're listening. Don't have you up yet, but I'm looking for you. You'll see it. But we do thank you guys for tuning in. And if you go to TikTok, we have some cool stuff on TikTok. K-Ghost Radio. Check that out. Kind of the funny stuff we had on shows and more stuff coming up. Do you have a favorite show that you watch? A favorite UFO show, our ghost show? If you do, let me know what you talk about, what you've seen, what have you really seen, or what's really grabbed your fancy on some of these shows. I'd like to hear about it. If you know someone out there that wants to carry our broadcast or maybe advertise, give us a call. Our number's here, and you can call us at any time. Leave a message, and we'll talk to you about that. Having a lot of fun on the radio side. We're back up on all the different stations. K-Ghost Radio, Country Vault Radio, Olympia Radio, Area 51 Talk Radio, Midnight Talk Radio, Hot Talk. We have that also. So, yeah, and we're going to be doing some midnight stuff coming up. And it's going to be a different type of show. And it's going to be crazy, too. It'll be kind of spooky, but that's what time you're supposed to do that. Like that time. Here goes past you see him there on a bike going past? Yeah, how about that? A little activity on this little road out here. Boy, do you live in a rural area? You know what it's like to live way out like this? We're far away from town, but it's worth it. It can be very, very quiet. You can hear somebody talking maybe a mile away, or arguing, having a bad time. I don't know, maybe just laughing or half-hearting down. Yeah, but you can hear them. And it does carry. Voice carries in a small town that when it's very, very quiet. But I'd rather have it that way where it's really quiet. Quiet for the radio. And imagine doing this at the school bus back in the day. 1 watt. And there were times that we turned it up way high, but we don't do that anymore. We're now legal, Part 15. And we had so much fun out of that little school bus. I'll show you. This is kind of so funny. This is me back in the day in the school bus, in the back of the school bus. And you see the setup there. At that time, I had a phone receiver wrapped around the microphone, so they could hear me talking. I didn't have all the phone devices back then. And and of course on the other side you don't see there's a bed there in the back, but we made do. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of people come in. I had a guy called the Spin Doctor, and he carried his own show of all sorts of hits of rock and roll. This guy was a genius. Tim was his name, and I would love to have him back on again because he really is a pro with music and baseball. Wade's also pretty good with that too. But what a show that was. The Spin Doctor, man. Yeah. we got him get him back on the radio side to spin again because he's quite a ways away from us right now. So, but we'll see if we can get him all set up too. I was hoping soon. Here we are, another picture. I was hoping soon that we'd have the chief up, would have his station up, but I guess he's gonna be working on that with other things he's got going, of course. Yeah, because he could be broadcasting also and pop it in and have his own show on our station. We're going to have him via telephone soon from Avondale, and we're going to talk about fire and some other stuff. He's got some cool stories to talk about also. But yeah, that's going to be coming up this here in a month or so. Our chief, our little department is apparently leaving us, and so we got some volunteers. We're always looking for volunteers, and if you get a chance to volunteer in your area, do so, because that's very important. It's just not enough of folks to go around these days. A lot of us are gotten old; we can't do it anymore. But that's we need the young folks to get involved with fire and police and EMS and everything that it goes around with that. The training's there; it's free. You just have to, be devoted and take the time to make it happen. Get off that couch, get involved, volunteer. It's an important deal. Let's see here. Okay, thank you very much. Marcus says hi. I'll say hi to him also. Okay. Yeah, the Facebook side, exciting about that. I think we're going to get the other website back. Boy, I'll tell you, when they take you down for something that somebody else says on one of your shows, you're in like Facebook jail, or I'll just take down your site. And I had to start another one. So there went 2,000 folks that I had as friends that were listening to the show. So, but our numbers are getting back up there, and so it's working. We're going to be on X soon. I'm working on that. Yeah, it's always little things you got to do to get on these little channels, and through StreamYard. And I'm very happy with them, by the way. Our pictures is clear. The clarity is much better, and the sound's much better. So we're going to give that number out again. Please call in. Let's hear what you have to say. Even just want to say hi, I know that Wednesday nights it's a new night, and I know that the callers that are used to calling on Tuesday nights, we did change our night because we thought it was much better for everybody else. So,
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada, lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114. Pahrump lines are open at 775-990-8275. That's 775-990-8275.
I love Pahrump, Nevada, and I'm saying hi to some folks up there in Pahrump that listen. We have several folks up there that like the show. And I have another friend of mine up there that's going to have his own podcast up there, too. There's a couple of stations up there we're getting hold of. I had one that would carry the show back in the day. I don't know where he's at. I have to check him out. There's another news station up there that I'm going to be talking to, low power. And it's great to have some programming from these other stations. If you're in radio, low powered AM, FM, 100 watt stations, they get out. I mean, it does travel if you do it right. And they're always looking for programming. I'm looking for programming, which is always fun. We share stuff with each other. But there's little stations all over the United States. And there's a net called low-powered FM AM.net, I believe it's what it is. And it has all the stations that are listed everywhere, in each state, city, what have you. And you can go to their websites and check them out, what they're playing, what's going on in their little town and all that stuff. Kind of fun thing to do if you're a radio hobbyist, and like I am. I love radio. I'm into ham radio also. Are you a ham operator? I was KB6JPB. We're World Radio 4499, and it's a fun hobby. You're sitting in your home. It may be cold. You're at the radio going. You're talking all over the United States and also in other countries. Imagine that. It goes up and out. and I'm sitting right in my living room talking. I don't even know these people, but I know their numbers. I keep a book, a log, which lists their name, number, their state, city, frequency I got them on, what time, and what date. It's a lot of fun to kind of log that in, and then you hear them again. You log back with them. I remember you. Yeah. We talk about radio. We talk about the weather, conditions of the radio we're talking on, what type of radio we have. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and so it's a great hobby. So get involved with ham radio, get involved with sideband radio, and that can be as 27 millimeters that you want to go to. 27, 28. 28 would be your 10 meters. So you want to go to 27, which would be sideband CB now, and that's a lot of fun. So yeah, 11 meters is fun too. So, and you just play with it, get involved, become a technician. I think the novice is no longer. So the technician's where you would start at. And there's books everywhere online. You can take the test, and it tells you how to do it, who to get a hold of, and you'll have your license. All you got to do is study and try to remember. Memory, yeah. Oh, gosh. But I enjoy it. So that's something you guys can do. We don't want to see ham on our frequencies go away because if we don't use the frequency, the FCC just takes them back and does something else with them. So yeah, we want to keep that going. So we're going to give this number out again and see who calls.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada, lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114.
Violence, theft, drugs, graffiti. It's all part of joining a gang. In times like these, we need to protect our children and our community from gangs. Gangs often prey on unsupervised teens with low self-esteem, who perform poorly in school, who seek a sense of belonging, or are simply bored. Joining a gang often involves violent hazing rituals. Once in a gang, members can become alienated from their families, school, and friends. Drugs, guns, and malicious activity are common elements in gangs. Trying to leave a gang can be a difficult and dangerous process. The best way to get out of a gang is never to join one. Protect kids from being recruited by a gang. Know who they're hanging out with. Involve kids in after-school activities and provide positive role models. Help reduce gang activities in your community by working with local law enforcement and school systems. Don't let a kid you know get involved with gangs. Visit ncpc.org to learn more or contact your local law enforcement agency.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
You ignore the signs, so you enable.
You don't want to sound like a hypocrite, so you enable.
You don't want to alienate your child, so you enable.
But if you think they're trying drugs, you shouldn't be afraid.
You're the parent.
So you are able.
You are strong.
So you are able. There are others just like you.
So you are able.
And we can help. So you are able.
Get help at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
Oh, yes, I'll tell you for sure. That's the PSAs that we do for you, and I hope that you listen to them and you spread the news. We have a caller on the line, and caller, what's your name and where are you from?
Hello, Glenn. This is Barbara.
Hi, Barbara. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure calling you and hearing from you. I did get the notification that you're on the air, but I've been in and out of the day we have it on Playing in the Den.
Uh-huh.
And I've been in and out. We have some company over, so I just wanted to quickly call and say hello. And I don't know, I did send you by email this picture and video of the rocket ship. Did you get that, Glenn?
I haven't seen it, been on that side yet. On that, let me look. It's probably right here. Yeah, I got it, but I can't put it up because I haven't downloaded it to the StreamYard yet.
I see. Well, anyway, maybe next week
yes.
you can share it with your audience.
Yeah.
And,
yes.
But anyway, we saw that ship. At first, we did not know what it was, Glenn.
Uh-huh.
And we were literally, we thought it was a UFO, Glenn.
Yeah, I saw it myself too. Pretty crazy, huh? Yeah.
It was very fascinating to see this rocket with trailing, coming from California, evidently.
Right.
And it had a squiggly thing, and that's, and the beginning was a little bit red. And evidently I was told that that's the fire, the burning, when they first go.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and then it was shooting across the sky. It was very interesting. It was very exciting, Glenn. We were very excited, and we were, taking pictures, and Steve was out there. Steve, you liked it too. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, Steve thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
He did.
Wow, I bet he did. Yeah, I thought it was exciting.
He saw it first. He likes to sit out there and, he's watching at the stars, and just kind of kicking back. And, having a beer.
Yeah, with a beer.
Anyway, he's having a beer. He's out there drinking his beer.
Yeah.
And he saw it going across. He yelled at me, Barbara, look at this, a UFO. That was a UFO for sure. Yeah,
Right,
I thought
yeah.
it was an alien.
Yeah, alien. He thought,
Hold on. We know he said he thought it was an alien.
yes. Well, if you wouldn't have known it, it's from Vandenberg is where it came from, and
That's what I read, Glenn.
mhm. I've seen many launches from. I lived in Santa Barbara, and many launches from there, and it is exciting to see. Sometimes it looks completely different. Some launches do, and that's kind of cool too. But
Yeah, it was really fun. It was exciting. And Janice was out there too. It was taking a look. Our neighbor, and she came back later, and it said it was the Starlink. That
Elon Musk.
SpaceX, the
Yeah.
Elon Musk, the Starlink.
Starlink.
Have you heard of this, Glenn?
Oh yes, I have heard of it.
Starlink.
It's
Satellite.
Yeah.
Yes. Steve says it's a satellite.
He's right. Yeah, they're satellite, and a lot of
Hold
folks.
on.
He-
Glenn says you're right.
Well, tell him that a lot of people confuse those to be UFOs, but they're not. So, it's
I'm sorry, Glenn. What was that?
a lot of people think those are UFOs, but they're not.
Well,
It's-
yes,
they're all
I'm
set.
sure they did.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just amazing, this thing going across the sky like this.
There's
It was a pretty clear sky, so it wasn't. It was very easy to see, Glenn.
Before all this stuff in space, Barbara, like Starlink and all that. When I was a child, I lay on at summertime and lay on the grass and just look up, and you'd see these satellites going real fast across the Earth in space, and that was exciting to see. But when you see something move really weird and odd back and forth, on a triangle or some type of a circle or what have you, that's not a satellite. That's a UFO.
Right.
Yeah,
that would be
that's-
more of some kind of a ship or UFO or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. This is just you can see it was just it was a straight shot rocket that was going across the sky, the night sky. And it was rather beautiful. I thought it was pretty, at the time was very exciting.
Do you guys?
Steve was very excited about it. He was out there hooting and hollering and trying to. He was trying to get my. I was inside watching TV.
Your attention, yeah.
Netflix. Yeah, I was watching. Yeah, he's right. I was watching Netflix.
Okay.
And he was calling me, and but he was calling. UFO.
Yeah. Tell him I
Hold
heard
on
him.
a second. Could you please keep it down a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah.
He thought it was a UFO.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's a lot of folks probably did, but yeah.
In the beginning, and then we found out it was the rocket.
Right. Now, do you still have your little get-togethers with the gals and have a little?
We do not as
champagne
much
wine?
right now, because some of the gals, they're still out. Some of the gals that live in the neighborhood. This is their. They go away for the winter.
Oh.
And Candace is here, and of course Candace is down the street too, and we get together, but not the whole group of gals.
Yeah. How are your boys
we
doing?
call the UFO girls.
Yeah, UFO girls. That's good.
Yeah.
That's an interesting little club. Yeah, maybe get some sweaters made or some T-shirts made. You know.
That would be fun, Glenn,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Yeah. Now, how are the boys
Maybe
doing?
some pins or something.
Yeah. But
Or
how are your boys doing?
the boys are good. Justin and Trevor. The one's still in school, and the other one's she's what you call gap year. Have you heard this, Glenn?
What is that? What?
Gap year.
A gap year. I don't know what that means.
Well, that means you've graduated high school,
okay.
and you're taking some time off just to kind of, not go to college yet, and just in between before college.
Oh yeah. It's kind of.
Steve says he's partying too much.
Yeah. Maybe he won't. I hope he doesn't get into his dad's beer or whatever.
Well,
how kids can be. Anyway, well, listen, Barbara, I'm going to thank you so much for calling us.
I just wanted to call you quickly because I did get the notification.
Good.
And I wanted to call you about because I did send that to you, Glenn. There was a couple of photos on my iPhone and a video. The video we were driving it first, so the video was us driving, and and then there's a couple of with just some photos after we got to the house.
Right. Okay. I will find that. I'll have that up next week.
Yeah, but it's kind of fun to see, Glenn.
Right. Yeah, there's going to be easier way to do things here too. So my IT guys can help us out. So anyway, but we want to thank.
I'm sure you'll figure it out. I've seen other things that you've posted, Glenn.
Yes. And we'll have it up there for you. We'll promise you. But again, we want to thank you very much for calling. And I got a lot of people that ask about you. I'm glad that you call back.
Who's that?
A lot of people.
Asking about me?
Yes, a lot of people have called me. Where's that Barbara lady at? So at least get a little bit of fan base going.
Isn't that special? I mean, I'm just I've been here calling your show for quite some time now.
Yes,
and
years.
I like to call myself a regular. That's okay, Glenn.
Yes, that's fantastic. We appreciate that.
And I've been supporting you and supporting your show.
Yeah.
And I think that through the years, it's been a couple of hasn't it been, Glenn?
It's been a couple of years, about 3 years, I think. Yes. Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's gone
and
fast.
It's good to. I always want to support the local businesses, in your local show.
Yes.
And I know that you're out in this Good Springs area,
mm-hmm.
and we like to support the people here.
Yes. Well, we deeply appreciate it. I'll tell you that. Again, thank you. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful week. Hope to hear from you again.
Okay, Glenn. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, good night, buddy.
He says good night.
All righty, you got it. Great. Barbara, she's a lot of fun. We'll be back right after this.
There's no typical meth user. I was from an upper middle class family. Meth is terribly addictive. My first time using it, I was hooked. There was no turning back. I lost my job. I was homeless. I never thought I'd see my family again. I have a great fear of meth because it took so much of me. I mean, it took everything. Meth took over my soul.
Visit our website at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
On our show coming up next week, we're going to get a lady that's going to talk about ghosts and talk about spirits and a lot of stuff and vibrations, a lot of stuff that we haven't had before. Some new folks will be calling it. I think she's got a couple books out too. But that's our plan for next week. And so get your ghost stories ready, get your questions ready. She's got some really good answers, and I'm anxious to have her on. Like I say, the activity around my place is unbelievable. It's happening, and things are moving, and Cat is watching. Boy, get your animal with you if you think the place is, something's got some activity, and the cat or dog will let you know. Some dogs will bark, and some dogs will sit there and look and start to shiver. And that's the dog gets scared of that entity or whatever it is in your place. If you think you have activity. Sometimes at nighttime, my cat will sit up and look around the darkness of the room and just sit there and look. And I'll grab my light, and there's nothing around, running around or anything like that. It's just the cat's alert of what's going on. And they're sensitive to all the sound and the sight of seeing these spirits and these ghosts. So kind of a, little tool you got there, your animal, to help you out. If you don't have the sight and clairvoyancy to have that. But they are there. And it's a very thin veil of the other side and where we're at. I believe it could be all connected with the UFO thing too. Yeah, and the Bigfoot things also connect with that somehow too. We've talked about that, and most fascinating thoughts and writings have been done about that. There's more to come too. So with that, I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. Don't be afraid to send us some information. Now, if you go to kghostradio.com, give me your address and your name. We will send you something out from K Ghost Radio, from our UFO talk radio stuff, all that. So you have some souvenirs we'll send out to you. And with some stories, maybe you want to send us some a little note, what you've seen. And again, if you know somebody that wants to broadcast, be part of K Ghost Radio and our team, we're always looking for folks that want to get into broadcasting. We'll talk to you. We'll see how it goes. But like I say, I'm the type of guy that says I want to believe, and I really believe they're out there. And now we're seeing more and more of these things. I've seen them since I was a kid, so I'm open to see a lot of stuff. And if you probably have that talent too, but you got to think about it, where you're at now, and do you still have that gift and that talent to see things? You may have. So there's many people you can call and contact also. If you need some information from somebody that needs to give you information, you can contact our station also. Again, thanks so much. This is K Ghost Radio. Play well, be well. God bless. And again, thank you for tuning in to K Ghost Radio.